I believe that this book should be read prior to college because of the strong messages it sends in crime, love and belongings, as well as strong friendship. These lessons are important to teenagers before college due to the fact that these lessons are learned in this time. The author of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain, was born in 1835 in a small town in Missouri, which provides the setting for this novel. His original name, Samuel Langhorne Clemens. He also wrote other well-known novels, for example, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn and The Prince and the Pauper. The theme of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer is the importance of friendship in kids. This story shows how Aunt Polly marries Sid. Tom's family never really appreciate him, yet his two friends, Joe Harper and Huck Finn, do. This shows teenagers a big lesson in today's society, mainly because people around their age begin to feel separated from their families. To see how their friends become a family is important before they can begin their lives in college. Also in this novel, through Tom and Huck's friendship, they learn to rely on each other without the help of adults, to learn to care strongly for each other. This shows a good lesson to teenagers before they head off on their own. The character of Tom Sawyer is a very important representation of the true life of a teenager. When we first enter his life, Tom is into tricking those in his neighborhood and doing his chores and receiving gifts. Yet as the story progresses, Tom is able to let go of his childish behaviors and start to grow up. He becomes responsible by the way he gets Becky, the girl he likes, out of trouble, getting out of the cave, and trying to help Tuck into a house. Through the entire novel, Tom's thirst for adventure never dies. This mimics the course of a high schooler going. The basic plot events for this novel first start off with Tom and Huck witnessing the murder of Dr. Robinson by Injun Joe and swear to each other to never speak of it ever again. Next, the boys escape to Jackson Island. Tom breaks the promise between him and Huck to testify. Tom and Becky, the girl he likes, then go and get lost in the cave. Huck overhears Injun Joe planning to kill once again. Tom and Becky get out of the cave, and Injun Joe gets in it, gets stuck, starves, and dies. The boys then get Injun Joe's treasure. Apart from the conflict between the boys and Injun Joe, Tom also has a character versus self conflict, which is easy for teens to relate to. He is at the conflict with the world that he has created in his head and what is in the real world, which many teens can relate to. The main symbol in the story is the cave. The cave represents the true point of when Tom's character changes. Once Tom has to escape the challenges in the cave, we see him have matured than when he initially was.
And the world turns around and the boy grows